Good evening, Dan Fitzpatrick here, stockmarketmentor.com. And today I want to look at Lumentum Holdings. Now, this is the company that provides the 3D sensing lasers for facial recognition to Apple. And they guided lower today. This is really not a complicated thing here. They're getting less business from Apple, and it's not because Apple's going elsewhere. It's because Apple's selling fewer iPhones. And doesn't it kind of make sense when you look at this and then you combine this with Apple's statement last week when they reported earnings that they're no longer going to be reporting their individual, like their iPhone sales, their iPad sales, their Macs, stuff like that. So this is not what a company that wants you to see everything they're doing. This is not something that they do. They can do it. They have a right to do it, and it's nice that they're telling us in advance. But when you look at a stock like Lumentum Holdings or Lumentum Technologies, this is a really bad sign for this stock. However, with that said, we're not owners of LITE here. We're traders of stock. And so what I'm going to be doing tomorrow, actually, for those that took our 59-minute trader course, we're going to be trading live tomorrow morning. We're going to trade the open, and this is one of the stocks that I'm looking at. And it seems to me, you know, there have been several other stocks lately that have been really, really good to us, but it seems like this can be ready for an oversold bounce. I mean, it's fine to guide lower, but 33% of your market cap in a day, that's probably a little bit more of a stretched rubber band than you're really going to see. So we're going to be looking at this tomorrow morning to see if we can get a trade out of it. But simply put, if you want to trade this stock, you want a real simple rule. Here it is. The low of the day here was 37, so that's kind of the line in the sand. What you want to be doing is you only, and this is just a general rule, you only want to be buying this stock if it's above the close here of 37.50, and you're relying on this $37 low as really kind of a floor for the stock. Now, there's a potential that the stock could gap down tomorrow on the oh crap trade, meaning folks are owning this stock, they don't see what's happening intraday, they come home and they look at their account statement or in the newspaper and they say, oh crap, I'm long this stock, I got to get out of it. They put in market orders to sell at the open because they want to make sure they sell it before everybody else does. Seriously, people do think like that. So then they want to sell the stock, that pushes it down even lower, and then the stock snaps back. In that event, of course, then 37 is not going to be the floor. It's not going to be the ceiling either. It's just going to be a level that you look at, and then once the stock starts pushing through 37, that is when you would make your purchase with a stop below wherever the opening print was. So anyway, I think there's a trade to be made on LITE tomorrow, but not absolutely, because you can look and see what Roku did. It had a similar gap down, and then it just kept going and going and going. So don't just trade this reflexively and say, you know, well, it's down 30%, so I'm going to go ahead and buy the stock. Make sure you have a good trade setup. And if you have a good trade setup, then you just stick to your plan. You know, plan your flight, fly your plan. Any good pilot will tell you that. Any good trader will tell you the same thing. And again, 59-minute traders, make sure you're in the webinar tomorrow morning where we'll be looking at this as well as a few other stocks and see if we can't make some money.